You know, everybody has different types of people that they don't like. Slow drivers, those who run a red light, line cutters, etc., etc. I also don't really like people who are overly nostalgic. Now, yes, a majority of us feel nostalgia for events in the past, but those who are overly nostalgic, in my personal experience, tend to complain that life in the present is not like in how it was in the quote-unquote good old days. Back when they say that things were simpler and better and they were still innocent, and how they would do anything to bring those days back. Now here's my side of the story. Sure, I am nostalgic for the past, but I also try to find something that wasn't in the past but is here now that I really enjoy. For example, Luxembourg being back in Eurovision. Prior to the 2024 Eurovision season, they had been absent since the 90s, with their last appearance prior to 2024 being Mill Street 1993. You know, back when Ireland had yet to fall into a dark age of Eurovision. If you know, you know. Anyways, back to overly nostalgic people. Those who are overly nostalgic tend to ignore the present moment and all how wonderful it is, and they are suffering often from a case of rosy retrospection. In case you do not know what rosy retrospection is, it is a type of mental illness-y thing where one tends to glaze over all the bad things in the past as if the past were a perfect time of no harm. The people who do this tend to ignore the tragedies of the world that occurred during their past, along with any stresses or bad things they might have felt. These people also tend to wish that the current generation, Generation Alpha, and the currently being born Generation Beta, that they have the same childhood as them. They wish that they could have all the tech and stuff and toys and music they had. And while some of it can be passed down, it can't be directly experienced. Not everyone can have the same childhood. Certain generations above mine, which is Gen Z, BTW, tend to be overly nostalgic for the 70s, 80s, 90s, and wants to have their exact childhood. Like, I get it. 70s, 80s, 90s music, and like, it's pretty damn good. Especially 70s, 80s, 90s Eurovision. I mean, Waterloo, Making Your Mind Up, Love Shine a Light, Fangaraf and Stormwind, Diggy Loo, Diggy Lay, and, of course, Ding a Dong. Yeah, but my Eurovision music is good too. I mean, Unicorn, Tattoo, Baller, and Tutta l'Italia and Wasted Love. Yes, we need to enjoy them now. Because, let's be honest, the past wasn't all that good anyway. These people, they tend to be nostalgic for a time that never existed. And now back to the people who romanticize your childhood. I know they say kids can't be a kid today, but again, you're generalizing people. Not everyone fits a stereotype, you know. Some say, sure, they might enjoy it, but they also like to be outside and be with their friends. Again, don't generalize everyone. You should get to know somebody before you generalize them. Heck, you shouldn't generalize anyone at all. And a few more things. So, I tend to, when I'm nostalgic, I try and think about what I like about now that wasn't there then, and try to think that someday I'll be nostalgic for where I am now. I mean, I've heard that statement on the internet, and it's true. I knew that in the past, and I know that now. Like, for example, when I worked as a camp counselor this summer for a month, I knew that in a few months' time from then, I'd be nostalgic for where I am now, and I kind of am. But I focus on the now, and the now is better. So, comment down below whether you think any more nations will join Junior Eurovision or debut in Junior Eurovision, and if any nations will debut in the main Eurovision or come back. I'm hoping for Monaco to come back, and most importantly, comment down below if you think it's going to be Innsbruck or Vienna that will be the host city next year. Until next time, Blue-Eyed Aries out.